Her death forced the state of Maine to take a hard look at the way it handles cases of alleged child abuse. And now we are getting a better look at how Marissa Kennedy fell through the cracks. Hello again, everybody. I'm Cindy Williams.
And I'm Lee Nelson, in tonight for Pat Callahan. Just Friday, the state released new documents that shed light on the months leading up to the death of Marissa Kennedy, the 10-year-old who was beaten by her parents back in February of 2018. Those reports came from clinicians at Marissa's school, caseworkers who visited the home numerous times, and even police, all pointing at the fact that something just wasn't right. News Center Maine's Samantha York's been combing through these documents, and Sam has found some pretty disturbing things jumping out at you, haven't you, Sam?
Yeah, so it's not just the abuse that was happening behind closed doors. It's that Maine's Department of Health and Human Services was as involved as they were, and cases were still closed leading up to her death, despite the blatant red flags in this report.
These documents are the closest thing we have to knowing what happened to Marissa Kennedy. The 10-year-old was beaten to death by her mother and stepfather in their Stockton Springs home back in February of 2018. An autopsy would later show she had been subjected to months of beatings and abuse. But DHHS says Marissa kept popping up in the system for the year and a half before her death. These documents show the first call concerning Marissa's well-being was back in October of 2016. And in those 16 months, we counted at least 38 separate reports made to the state by various caseworkers, school staff, and even police. In 2 instances, there were 3 reports in 2 days, sometimes even 4. Somehow, though, 3 of those incidents were investigated and then closed. On June 29th, 2017, a caseworker reported they were closing the case because they couldn't complete the assessment within the required 30 days. The months following were filled with more reports. However, many times caseworkers wrote in the files that they were not able to make contact with the family. Then, on February 23, 2018, a caseworker made notes about meeting with the family, stating Marissa could barely keep her eyes open, and there was visible bruising under her eye and on her arms. 2 days later, Marissa was dead.
Now, Sharon and Julio are now serving lengthy prison terms for Marissa's death, but that doesn't mean we are done following this story and what happens next. In fact, there are even more details to comb through, including one we just mentioned. How could cases get closed without proper evaluation? We expect to have more answers for you later this week on News Center Maine. Lee and Cindy.
Can't wait for that.
A lot of questions there.
Hopefully
All right.
more answers.
Yeah, Sammy, thank you.
Sam, thank you.